Hey. You wanted to fuck my mom, so you ain't allowed to say shit.
Hey,
This nigga wanted to stick his tongue in my mama's ass, Chase.
No, not the ass. I mean,
like groceries, Chase. Like groceries.
I'm trying to stick my tongue in her ear, yo.
We've been live for a few seconds.
They like that.
This nigga wanted to touch my mama's umbilical cord insides with his tongue.
It is what it is, bro.
You know, I realized something like maybe 3 years ago that changed my life. Belly buttons are nasty as fuck unless you tell somebody, go wash that shit. Hey, Chase's wife.
Hey.
Don't say hey for her. You ain't Chase's wife, you're Chase. This ain't Utah.
For some reason, I was saying hey to her as well. I don't know. It was a weird response.
That'll work. That'll work. But yeah, belly buttons are nasty as fuck, dog. Like,
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Belly buttons are kind of gross.
Like, they collect shit that I don't know how it starts smelling like that. But if you wash your belly button and then you're brave enough to sniff the towel because you get bored, you will knock yourself out.
Yeah, it's kind of like your belly button in the back of your ear. It's like, how the fuck did that get like that?
Exactly. Why the fuck does my belly button smell like smegma?
Well, the ear thing, actually, I've been thinking, like, maybe that's not nasty, because a lot of it happens, like, after the shower. I think it's mostly just, like, soap scum.
Dead skin.
Yeah, dead skin and
soap scum and dead skin, and it's just there, because once you dry it off, it's not there that often. But that shit in your belly button, like, if you forget to wash your belly button for, like, 3 days, not like on y'all white folk shit where y'all don't be washing your legs on purpose. I mean, if y'all just washing your belly and you forget to stick the towel into your belly button for a few days, your belly button starts to smell like literal shit.
Not washing our legs on purpose?
Yeah, white folks, man.
Is that a thing?
That was a big deal. That was a thing. I'm glad you're surprised by it, because that means you're one of the good ones.
Exactly. No, they were talking about that. They were talking about the fact that, and like famous people was talking about not taking a bath unless they needed to. So like they would go
walk in the rain. I go for rain walks. Like, what kind of hobo are you?
Yeah, they were like, I don't take a shower unless I look dirty. It's like,
fuck do you? Well, you know what? You know what? In their defense, Scar.
But if they're Hollywood,
can look smudged.
If they're Hollywood people, then they'll never look dirty because they're not really doing like hard labor or nothing.
Exactly. Only time they take a bath is to wash off the blackface. Chase, what's your favorite 5 fruits of all time? I'm saying tangerine should be somewhere within that top 5.
Can I lump tangerines in with oranges? I mean, it's like kind of orange family, right?
Scar?
I'll allow it.
Okay. All right, go for it.
Let's see.
If you need time to think about it, I've been giving it some thought. I'm ready to bust mine out right the fuck now.
Okay, go ahead.
I think I got mine too.
Okay, and these aren't numbered. It's just what's in your top 5. Can we make that agreement, Scar?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so pineapples,
mm-hmm.
peaches, tangerines, grapes, strawberries.
That's not mine, but I feel you. I feel you.
I definitely say strawberries. I mean, but everything is like
strawberries don't make mine, dog.
It's always dependent, right? Because if you get a sour ass strawberry, you're like,
what the fuck is this shit? And if you get a bad container of strawberries, that fucks up your whole day.
Right. So like, it's definitely dependent on the strawberries, but I definitely put blueberries in there because I mean, you know, pancakes. But
yeah, for sure.
The peaches. How many is that? Is that 3?
That's 3.
Okay. I definitely fuck with some pineapple, and I'm really blanking on the 3rd one, the 5th one. Okay.
I'm not gonna pressure you.
Tomato.
Tomato? Tell your wife to come to the screen so she can see my face right now.
Tomatoes are fruits.
I know. Tell her to come over. Tell her to just look at the camera so we can look eye to eye on this one. I know your wife, the one who said that shit. I know it wasn't you because you looked to the side. I know it wasn't you, Chase.
It was me, but I was just trying to think. I couldn't think of another sweet one. But tomato, if I'm going to put anything in the top 5, if you don't consider tomato a fruit, which it is, I mean, it's a staple.
You got it. Because
pretty much every sandwich, I'm going to have tomato on it.
Yeah, no, you got it because I can sit down with a tomato, some salt and pepper, and be happy as fuck. And if you give me a good piece of provolone to go with that motherfucker, boy, look, Scar, one of us is a chef and the other one is you. So you can stop shaking your head.
I don't like tomatoes. I don't like tomatoes. So
you know what? Neither does Kenny. You know what, Scar? Ooh, and Chase. You know what, though? Ooh, life has been so much happier since Kenny moved the fuck out. Life has been so much better. Kenny moved out, and now we can eat peanuts in the house. I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for the first time in 15 years. My son's allergic to peanuts.
Yeah, you told me about the time you went in one of those Texas places and there was peanuts everywhere.
And we had to walk right the fuck back out.
It was like that scene on
The Simpsons?
No. It was Blue put his in the chat. What was it Money Talks? Where he was walking towards something and somebody says something, it's like whoop, and he just turns around real fast. All right, so apples.
Okay. Wait. What color apples?
This is mine. I'm a Granny Smith fan.
Okay, cool. I got worried.
But I can roll with some Gallas or some Honey Crisp if necessary.
Okay, for sure. Okay, and Golden Delicious. Okay.
I know. I'm going to go back to the Golden Delicious way.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, you know what? Let me do blues first. Blues did peaches, cherries, pears, apples, pineapples.
Where the fuck is this chat happening at? I want to see this shit. I want to Twitch. Y'all didn't give me the Twitch link.
Oh, /Nepo.
Yeah, Twitch/Nepo.
Fucking
Twitch TV/Nepo.
I hope you get Nepo. Okay, your top 5, go. Or blues top 5.
I just gave you blues. All right, so mine's.
I didn't hear it. Do it again. I was talking shit about you. It happens.
Peaches, cherries, pears, apples, pineapples.
You know what? A good cherry is world changing. I ain't even gonna front.
There's never a time where I was just like, you know what? I really want some cherries.
Cherries is so.
Never happened to me.
It's like a bomb though. You know what I mean? Because it can go real bad. You can have some cherry and it tastes like straight up medicine.
Yes.
But so.
Yeah, Scott's in the chat. He said top 5 fruits. Yeah, we were talking about our top 5 fruits.
And you better keep it clean, Scott. I don't want to hear no kind of jokes. It better be some real type shit. So if you say anything about kiwis, get the fuck out of my face.
I mean,
he's gonna say money. He'd be like, "It's the fruits of my labor."
He's gonna say he can eat a peach for hours. But
I can't wait to discuss Face Off on our show.
Apples, oranges. Pineapples, grapes, watermelon.
Apples, oranges, pineapples, grape, watermelon. Here's the problem with watermelon for me. When it's good, it's fucking wonderful. But when it's not hitting, like if you get, just like he was just saying about the strawberries, if you get a bad watermelon, that's a lot of bad watermelon you gotta eat. And that shit is frustrating.
And then with a pack of strawberries, you're like, it's just basically you can fit it in your hand, you know. So
yeah, it's 2 bites. You get a watermelon, that's a watermelon, my nigga. Have you ever had a golden watermelon?
I've never had a golden watermelon.
Oh my god! So this one dude that worked with me when I worked at the DMV, he used to go somewhere, I don't know. For all I know, motherfucker sold drugs on the side. I don't know. He disappeared for like 6 days and come back with a crate of golden watermelons and would just pass them out. And it was literally golden sweet, and I've never ever had anything like it before.
I mean, some watermelons don't have no flavor, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so Scott said watermelon, apple, grapes, oranges, bananas.
I can see that. I like bananas. They're in the top 10.
I do not like bananas, and I damn sure don't like banana flavor stuff.
I know you don't like banana pudding, and I know that you were always that motherfucker who didn't like banana flavored now or laters.
I could eat them, but I don't. No, I never get banana flavored now laters because you have to specifically ask for those. But if you get a bag of
Laffy Taffy. I'm sorry, I said now or later.
Yeah, if I have a bag of Laffy Taffies, like they'll be the last ones I eat, but I'll still eat them.
Yeah, but I thought the now and laters come,
and they can't go to waste. You know what I mean?
I thought now and laters come with a banana in there. I don't know how I'd like it now, because some things you're like, especially sweet shit, you like when you're a kid, and you have it now, you're like, this just tastes like pure sugar. But
yeah, banana flavored Laffy Taffy tastes like just sweet. Like it tastes like sweet with banana flavor with banana cologne on top of it. It doesn't work.
Well, the now and laters when I was a kid, I liked it mainly because it was it was different. Everything else was just like, cherry and strawberry and, basic shit. And then, they come with there's something different, but I don't know if I'd like it now. Because actually a lot of sweet shit I don't really dig these days. Until I'm digging some sweet shit, and then I want some sweet shit.
He said flavor-wise, all grape everything, with one exception.
Jelly.
Gatorade.
Jelly.
Grape Gatorade is the fucking worst.
Yo.
And grape Gatorade always sneaks up on you because you're just like, oh shit, I'm gonna get some grape. And then when you take your first sip, you remember why you don't buy grape.
So here's the thing. Grape Gatorade is close to the worst. The best Gatorade in the world is that Glacier White Cherry, motherfucker. Like that shit is fucking fantastic.
The light blue. Like we don't. Come on, dog. If you say the actual flavors of Gatorade, you a cop. But but like it's the light blue.
The reason why I know the exact name of that flavor is because when I open the container as an AAU coach and those motherfucking kids go running towards that box like Gatorade, I gotta tell them specifically, don't touch that fucking Glacier Frost Cherry. You do not touch that white one. Don't do that shit.
That Glacier Blue though the Glacier Blue is my shit, dog.
It's on the car. I never tried it.
That Glacier Blue is my shit. I fuck with.
But look at this. The athletic director at the school that I coach at, this motherfucker pulls out a box, like not a box of Gatorades, but a actual package box. And from that package box, he pulls out like a bag that looks like the blue ice from fucking Breaking Bad. And it is powdered Gatorade. And he pours it into a big ass pitcher, and we have this huge, like the church revival cooler pitcher of white Glacier Cherry Gatorade, my nigga. Like I took 2 contain. I can say my nigga. Well, I said my nigga the last time I was on here. Chase didn't worry about it.
Yeah, okay, I call Chase my nigga all the time. So we good. He just can't.
So I filled up like 3 huge containers and brought it home with me. I was so happy. He won't tell me who his source is. I'm getting mad at him.
You got the hook up.
Right?
You gotta see Walt White for that.
I'm standing on his back. What movie was that where the dude was like, just Blow, where he was like, just tell me who your connect is. Just tell me who your connect is. And he was like, fine, it's Derek for real. And he was like, Pee-wee fucking Herman.
Exactly. I remember. I think I liked that movie at the time.
I love that movie.
I have not seen it. I've not seen it in a long time, but I think I liked that movie at the time.
I gotta be honest. I don't see the allure of Penelope Cruz. I think she's as skinny as my microphone, but the movie itself was fucking fantastic. I think it's one of Johnny Depp's best works.
Penelope Cruz never did it for me. Not like Selma.
Yeah, Salma Hayek. I mean, if she had came out before Desperado came out, she might have had a chance. But when Salma Hayek walked across that street, and then she showed up in From Dusk Till Dawn, and then
nigga, I don't even like snakes, nigga. I was like, yo.
I wasn't even mad that her titties turned vampiric. I was just like, you could bite me.
Exactly.
Chase, your wife still standing around you?
No, she's playing Destiny right now.
So you see that? You see that movie? You see From Dusk Till Dawn? You see all the things be hanging?
Oh yeah, she's seen that movie. Yeah, we're Robert Rodriguez. A lot of his shit around here. So.
Oh yeah. You know the only movie I haven't seen of his, I never saw Grind Note or Grindhouse.
I've never seen them either.
Yeah.
I was gonna watch it when it was on Netflix for a short, and right when I went to go watch it, they took it off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They had the double feature with Machete and all that other shit.
Saw Machete. That was the first time I saw Lindsay Lohan's. Unless that was a body double.
I've never seen it. All right, Brandon.
I'm here.
You just walked into some shit. Top 5 fruits of all time. Go.
Oh, the number 1 fruit is blood oranges. Number 2,
that falls under the category of oranges. Okay.
no, blood oranges.
Okay.
This nigga.
Number 2 is the cotton candy grapes. I mean, not the cotton candy grapes. The purple grapes that look like dicks, like little dicks. Like
You know what? Without going too far into it, I have had those. I had them at Sam's Club. They are fucking fantastic, and we call them baby pinkies because they look like they're like this long and they're just knobby as fuck. Go ahead, number 3.
I forget the name of those, but they're fantastic.
Nigga
Number
called
3
them
are Granny Smith apples.
Okay.
Right on.
Number 3. Number 4 are nectarines, which are fantastic.
I'll put those up there with peaches. I'll put them side by side.
Number
Usually, I'm more of a
5
white peach person.
And number 5 is a tie of lemon and limes. I'm the only person who peels lemon and limes and eats them.
No, I eat lemons. What we used to do back in the day is we would take a lemon and cut it in half, and then stick a cherry lifesaver into the middle of it, and just let it sit there for a second so it soaked the acidity, cut into and broke down the lifesaver, and then we would have cherry lemonade like lemons because we couldn't afford that shit, but we could pay 50 cents for a pack of lifesavers, and we had a lemon tree in the backyard. We also had a plum tree.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Plum.
Great.
I forgot about plums, man. Plums are really
Plums
good,
are
man.
the shit, but if you eat too many of them, it's the shit too.
I forgot about until y'all said something. I forgot about peaches. I never think about peaches.
I love peaches, dude. The thing until I actually went to the store for myself as an adult, my favorite Minute Maid was always the fruit punch in the container. And then one day I went in there and I saw that they had that peach juice, and that was the day everything changed.
Blue said he grew up with a peach tree.
See?
Do you guys remember a juice called 5 Alive?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think they make that no more, but I used to love that, man.
Nah, man. Sunny D put them niggas out of business, dog.
But Sunny D is so overrated, man.
Sunny D tastes like Tampico without the heart.
You know, Sunny D was a bad motherfucker when you broke. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you see the commercials and shit like that, and you like, yo, I want some of that fucking Sunny D. And then you get some, and you just like, this was not worth it.
Well, every
Like
90s commercial makes everything seem like you're going to become a superhero, so.
I forgot
Sunny
about...
D.
No, hold on, wait. I forgot about clearly Canadian peach.
Wild. Naturally.
Ah, shit.
What are y'all talking about?
Stuff from before you were born.
Yeah.
I know what Sunny D is. It's disgusting fake orange juice.
No, what I was going to say is Sunny D was the first and last time I said that something was too thick for me to enjoy.
I liked Orange Gina when I was a kid. You ever had
Orange Gina?
I don't know about no Orange Gina.
I never
Orange
heard.
Gina came in a glass bottle, and it was carbonated orange juice.
Ooh.
Huh.
Okay, so 2 things. One, we would do that on our side, but we would take orange juice and then pour Sprite in that motherfucker and thought that we were fancy. Because the parents would be like talking about drinking mimosas and all that kind of shit. So we wanted bubbly orange juice too. So we would take Sprite and pour it in there.
So
the
did you do
second
the
thing is,
fruit punch to make Tahitian treat?
up top for Tahitian treat, Chase. That's why I love you.
Tahitian treat
treat.
kicks the shit out of fucking Hawaiian punch, but like, it's like you got to go to the hood. Like ain't nobody got it except for the hood. Like,
Exactly. You gotta go to that 7-Eleven on the corner.
Yeah, you gotta go to the hood corner store because you can't get that nowhere else.
So there was a moment in my life where I realized that there were things that were regional. So that Orange Gina that you were talking about, Brandon, that was probably regional to your coast. Because in
I think it's
Washington,
everywhere. It's made by
no, it's not. No, it's
Nah,
not.
because we never heard
No,
of it.
there's
Me
other
and
stuff that's
me
made
and
by
Sis heard-
people that aren't everywhere. Because in Washington, you know how they have orange slice? They used to have slice all over the place, and they have orange slice. In Washington, they had apple slice, and it was apple cider soda. They also have Manzanita Soul in California. I know you saw that one, Brandon. They ain't got that everywhere. So
apple
I
slice.
feel like an orange drink would be a lot of places where it's warm. That just seems like good marketing.
it feels like that would be more based towards the southeast because of Florida being the orange state.
Damn, Blue said they sell Tahitian treat at Dollar Tree.
They do. You know what? The happiest they ever had at a Dollar Tree was when they sold the fuck IBC root beer. They sold IBC root beer 6-pack bottles at the Dollar Tree near my house, and I bought 9 cases of it.
6-pack bottles at Dollar Tree?
Dude, man. Yeah, people that say they don't like root beer or whatnot have only had Barks. And I'm like, dude, that soda that is flavored like root beer. Dude, like real I mean, the Frosties are pretty good, but still the IBC is like king, man.
So you like root beer floats too? Like root beer floats?
Yeah, man. Well, until they give me the shits.
A root beer. Like, give me a cream soda, but never a huge fan of root
Cream
beer.
soda? What?
Yeah, cash rolls everything around them, soda.
Get you some cream soda and put some Fireball in that bitch. Dog.
So what I used to do is I would take root beer,
Scar's just ready
I would pour some vanilla rum into it, Scar, and that would be my root beer float, alcoholic beverage.
Scott said root beer is garbage.
No, nobody.
Root beer is garbage.
I
agree.
So here's the thing, y'all are wrong. And also, if you the problem is y'all don't know how to drink root beer like a grown-up. What you do is you learn how to make a frosted mug. You take that frosted mug and you pour that root beer into it, and that changes your whole life. Also, you can eat pizza,
then I don't need it.
If you can eat pizza without root beer, no, IBC, what? A&W?
Yeah, that's you. You're A&W.
You're A&W. Think you classy, but you really on every hood corner.
My man probably likes Schweppes.
The fuck? They make ginger ale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they make ginger ale.
Yeah, but
you know what? I never.
You don't do
the only ginger ale.
Damn Schweppes for my upset stomach. Gotta be some Canada Dry, dog. Like
the only ginger ale we was allowed to drink in the house is Canada Dry. I didn't know about anything else until I was like in college.
Oh, did you know that Canada Dry makes tonic water? That shit's good, man. Their tonic water.
Wait, what does tonic water taste like? Does that
you
go?
Never heard of gin and tonic?
Gin, right?
It goes with
like
gin.
Water. It's like seltzer water, but
it's got
tang.
Yeah, it's got that quinine or quinine or however you say it in it that gives it.
Quinoa?
Is that how you say it?
No.
I don't know, but it's like but it has like kind of a bitter flavor. But to me, it's related to ginger ale because ginger ale is kind of a spicy flavor when the tonic water is more of a bitter flavor, but it's still got that kind of bubbly.
I only drink ginger beer now.
That's good.
Or ginger ale. Like, this is going to sound really fancy. I only drink ginger ale that has real cane sugar in it.
You know, and don't get on me, Americans. I had a Moscow Mule about 3 months ago, and that shit was fire. Like, straight up.
Blue said if you have a BJ's restaurant and brew house near you, there is it's one of those things where you have to say the whole thing so it don't sound weird. Like when you talk about Five Guys burgers and fries, like you have to say the whole thing or it sounds weird. He said their house root beer in the frosted glass is so good. They also make orange cream soda. That sounds.
They do. He's right.
Do.
I took go for both of them, and they're hella good.
BJ's also has a pork chop dish that is like the best pork chop from a chain restaurant. That's the qualifier. The best pork chop
I'm
from a
glad
chain
you said
restaurant
that.
ever. They sell it with mashed potatoes and bacon jam, which you wouldn't expect to get from a chain restaurant. It's fantastic. My wife went to culinary school. We went to BJ's one time. We always get chicken wings. We tried that. She was like, "Oh, this doesn't belong here." That was her response.
Wow.
This does not belong here.
This does not belong here.
You know what?
It
I
is
said that same.
fantastic.
I said that same fucking thing when I went to Little Caesars a couple days ago because I wanted a stuffed crust pizza badly, and I don't fuck with Pizza Hut, and I don't. The Round Tables pizza is always too expensive, so I was gonna get Papa John's. But then the Papa John's that was nearby me, it reviews horribly, so I didn't want them. And somebody put in their review for Papa John's, yo, Little Caesars is better. So I went to Little Caesars website, and it turned out they have a stuffed crust pizza for $13. And that shit is incredible. It makes
Little
me
Caesars
how
has
good it is.
$13 pizza.
You ain't get the
Yes.
Batman?
That was the $5 hot and ready.
No, the $5 hot and ready tastes like a Tombstone pizza. That stuffed crust pizza is
I'm with
You
Blue,
ain't
man.
get the Batman though?
no.
Batman where they basically have like the
The calzones on the side.
yes, nigga, like they fold up the ears and they got calzones on the side. That shit looks fucking fantastic. I've never gotten it, but that shit looks fantastic.
Blue, I feel you. I hate Papa John's too, fam. It was just one of those things where I was feeling weak. Nah, man. Little Caesars, Tombstone. Look, Tombstone is Chuck E. Cheese pizza. That's the level that Tombstone is at.
Apparently, Chuck E. Cheese redid their pizza, from what
No,
I heard.
they
People with
didn't.
kids.
No, they didn't.
That's
Hey,
what I
they
was told.
didn't.
I mean, the
Nah, fucking Chuck E. Cheese is Tony's, dog. Like
The
what
hot-
are we talking about?
but the hot and
Right.
ready, it's the best pizza you can get for $5 or however much it is now, $5.35 or
I
whatever.
urge y'all, look, real talk, I urge you to go to Little Caesars and try one of their $13 stuffed crust pizzas if you like stuffed crust pizzas. And if
Yeah.
you don't like their pizza, let me know and I will Venmo you some money to cover the cost of that pizza.
All right, Blue said he had a papadilla and they're very good. They're thicker and fluffier than you think.
That's
Oh,
their,
Papa
that's
John's,
their
they're okay.
I heard the papadilla was disappointing. My coworker got some when they first came out, and she
Is this
was
the Trump
like,
supporter?
This shit is disappointing.
Is this the Trump supporter though?
They both were at this time. They both were.
Okay, so her taste buds may have been ruled by COVID.
Have y'all been to New York? Or
No, nigga.
particularly New York, and
I've
got
only-
an authentic calzone from like an
Dude.
Italian like pizza place?
No.
It is the best tasting thing you can imagine. You gotta like it is the best tasting thing you can imagine.
It's not. It's not. Not that I can
I've only
imagine. Not that I can
only been
imagine.
looking-
Like, when you hit hyperbole like that, I can break it apart.
You know,
It's not-
you know why I did this? I did this like 20 years ago because I
Uh-oh.
watched the episode of Seinfeld where they were going to buy these calzones, and everybody was going crazy over these calzones, and I had never heard of a calzone before in my life before I saw this episode of Seinfeld. So I went to New York like maybe a couple months after that, and I was like, I gotta go to a cow. I want to taste what a calzone is. And someone told me like, oh, you go to this place. This is the best, the best New York style pizza, and they got calzones. And I went in there, and they bake the calzone from scratch, and they pull it out, and it's just like perfect. And so every time I go to New York, there's two things I get. I go to a Jewish deli, and I get pastrami on rye, and then I go and get a calzone.
You get a lox and bagel while you're at it. Like,
No, I don't get a box. I don't get a bagel with cream cheese.
I got here.
But yeah,
Well,
Papa
guys,
John's sauce is just too sweet, man. I just hate the sauce.
Yes, it is.
Papa John has decent toppings, but their sauce is trash.
They have great toppings.
You know what? But
The toppings
let's
are good, but their sauce is trash.
let's circle back around to Brandon saying this is the best thing in the world.
It is compared to calzones.
You said the best thing in the world.
Yeah, within the context of pizzas
No.
and calzones.
No.
Didn't you
said
learn
the
about context
best-
clues when you were
You
in school?
said the best
They
thing
taught
in
you
the
about context
world,
clues.
Brandon. Even in Italian foods.
And
That doesn't
pizzas
come.
and calzones. We weren't talking about Italian food. We're talking about pizzas
What do you
and
put?
calzones.
What do you get in your calzone? By the way,
I'm basic. I just get pepperoni and fresh mozzarella.
you are basic, but
A
okay.
little bit, sometimes a little bit of Italian sausage.
I get Italian sausage and olives.
I've gotten a stromboli from here or there, but like stromboli is basically a calzone without the extra ricotta or whatever the fuck is in it. It's
It's
basically
also
somebody
softer.
somebody just wrapped up a fucking pizza.
Yeah, I made a stromboli once at home, and those things are fucking immense. They're like,
Nah, you get you a meat lovers, bruh. There's a place.
Where you
there's a
go?
place in-
Sbarro, Scar?
No. There's a place in
stromboli.
there's a place in Hampton, and they do pepperoni, sliced sausage, and ham inside the stromboli. And let me tell you, that motherfucker. First of all, that shit is huge. Like it's. I mean, they put it in a pizza box. They put it in a large pizza box because it's that big across. So, man, that shit is so fucking good. Man, it makes me want to go home. I need some.
Man,
You can't get that in Richmond?
I can't get it like that in Richmond. Like I can get one, but it ain't really the same thing. So I typically, if I go to a Italian joint, I typically get like an Italian sausage sub or some shit like that. You know, like you know what I mean? Like fuck it, I'll get this because it's not really. We had the conversation about Sbarro's, Blue. We had the conversation about Sbarro's, but we had it on Turn Oswald.
going. The thing about Sbarro. So Scar, tell me about this Vincenzo's because Blue is preaching the gospel, and I'm curious.
Let me tell you, we went to when Blue was here, we went to this Italian joint called Vincenzo's, and we got the meat lovers lasagna. This thing, it was probably like the best thing I have ever had out of any Italian joint. It was it was like the best meat lovers lasagna you've ever had, but that shit was drenched in cheese. Like it was like a cheese curtain over this bitch. Like oh my, like dog. This shit it's kind of far away from me where I am now. It's about 45 minutes away from me now. It's close to like where Virginia State is. But like dog, that fucking meat lovers lasagna was everything. We ended up going back before like we went there twice before Blue left. Like you know what I mean? So like we went there and you know they went to some of the other places, went to the Kroger spot and got some of that the drunk Kool-Aid. I heard the drunk Kool-Aid was off the chain. But like yo, that lasagna was everything. And I haven't been back.
So it was everything, but you have not been back.
No, because first of all,
you said enough. Say less.
I'm lactose. I'm lactose.
Say
So
less,
all
man.
that cheese was great. But like yo, we went back to that place and I had the same thing again because like yo, I was like, I cannot come here and not get this at this point. But all that cheese, man, I had to have 3 lactates in order to eat that. Like, you know what I mean? I had to do 3 of them. I think the second time I may have 4 because it was that much cheese on this shit. Like,
So new thing, new drink. Name a movie where you keep one character and everybody else, one live character and everybody else is Muppets. The homeboy Antoine or Mr. Span put that on Facebook, and I immediately thought of Kill Bill, Volume 1. Except the only human that's left in the movie is Buck. Everybody else is a Muppet.
wow.
That's such an eclectic question. I don't even know how to answer it.
My initial thought was The Matrix.
And who would stay?
Keep Hugo Weaving.
Okay.
Oh, I got the answer. The Jungle Book. There's one human and a bunch of animals.
That's cheating.
Yeah. Don't count.
That don't count, man.
That counts.
Hey, why don't you do like Petey Wheatstraw?
Too many great characters in that movie.
Fuck you. I would definitely see a Muppet version of Kill Bill. Chase, what you got?
For what?
Name a movie where everybody's a Muppet except for one live character. So you name a movie that you would like to see remade where everybody's a Muppet except for one character who's a human. And I chose Kill Bill, and Buck would be the human, and Scar chose The Matrix, and Hugo Weaving, Agent Smith, will be the human, and Brandon hasn't answered yet.
No, I said Jungle Book.
Yeah, you didn't answer yet.
Blue chose the Punisher. He didn't say who lives. Because we don't know which Punisher we're talking about. He said the lead, but like you gotta specify which one. Are you talking about Thomas Jane Punisher, or like which Punisher are you talking about?
I mean, you're assuming that people will want to see the Punisher more than once, other than the Disney Plus show. Can't wait for a kid to stumble over that shit.
I never saw season 2. I think I was so disturbed by the end of season 1 where he dragged that dude's face across that broken mirror. The sound of him screaming like that just kind of like turned my stomach. Like I felt bad for dude. Like,
as I said,
I know it was acting, but fuck it, I felt bad for dude the way he dragged his face across that broken mirror and he just screamed in such horror. I never went back to season 2. I was like, I can't do this shit no more.
As I said, I can't wait for little Bethany or Johnny or Apple to be flicking through Disney Plus, and that comes on because they watch something and they're like, if you like that show, you'll love this.
See, you messing
up.
No,
they put
if their kid's name is Bethany or Apple, I'm pretty sure their parents got on parental controls.
Yeah, they put the parental controls like you had to as soon as they added them shits, you had to when you logged in, you had to re-log in and then say whether you wanted parental controls or not.
Yeah, right. I said no.
Bethany and Apple, their parents definitely got on parental controls.
Absolutely. You name your kid Apple, you a helicopter parent.
Yes. Apple definitely has his parental controls on.
If your name is Apple, your parents wake up with either a Bloody Mary or a dry martini just to take the edge off.
He said, imagine the recommendation for Luke Cage after watching Encanto.
I'm glad you brought that up, Rashani. We talked about this on my show this week because I finally recorded again. Did y'all know that Netflix is doing their first NC-17 movie ever?
Really?
They're doing their first NC-17 movie. It's called Blondie. It's a movie about Marilyn Monroe.
So she can be in there fucking, I'm guessing. That's the only NC-17 content I can think of that would actually be in that movie, right?
Fucking the president, probably.
Yeah, like that's the only content I can see that's NC-17 that would actually be in that movie.
Now
let's discuss really the idea of what type of fucking would constitute a NC-17 rating, because just sex that's in a lot of Netflix movies, and that's not NC-17. So
if they were fucking for real, like that one movie
Bound, I don't know that one movie. I'm just making up names now. I'm guessing.
Well, my Muppet movie.
Probably a lot of movies.
Well, my Muppet movie would be Requiem for a Dream.
Okay.
So, but everything would be Muppets except for the TV host. So just be a bunch of Muppets like getting fucked up on heroin and ODing and shit. Fucked up. Scar kids for life.
Okay. Can you imagine? You talk about stumbling on the Punisher. Can you imagine little Apple stumbling onto an NC-17 movie while searching through Netflix?
Netflix. You know what? Honestly, I got to be real with you. In my more so hi, I'm Derek. I've had many statements get redacted on my shows. So if you know me, you know me. There are times where I can't sleep, and the only thing that's going to work is to quote the epic show Together, rub one out. So I used to go on Netflix and be looking for something to help me out. And Netflix is rather devoid of movies like that off the top of my head. So if this is the first one, then I don't think that anybody's gonna. I don't know. I think that it ain't gonna be on there for too long. If motherfuckers lost their shit over that movie about those little girls dancing, they're not gonna like the idea of JFK getting some pussy from Marilyn Monroe.
Nope.
Adrian Brody's in this movie too. Still got real actors in the NC-17 movie.
He's in the winning time with the Lakers show on HBO Max, which is wonderful.
I love his character. Like his character's
fucking Pat Riley.
Yeah, I love like him playing Pat Riley, but like Pat Riley is this like before the cool Pat Riley. It's like before the cool Pat Riley, so like he's just kind of weird.
Scott had Boogie Nights.
He's a travel secretary. If they do a Muppet version of Boogie Nights, Scott, get the fuck out the room. I do not want to see Roller Girl as a Muppet. Scott, do you really want to see a Muppet Dirk Diggler dick?
Caligula with all Muppet. Fuck the humans.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's just go all out. A Muppet version of the TV show stars Spartacus. And the only one who's a human is Xena Warrior Princess.
You know? I'm not mad at it, because she was still bad as fuck in that shit too.
Yeah, she was.
She was bad as fuck in that shit.
And I synced a lot of her. Don't worry, that'll be on another one, Brandon.
Can you get that song?
No, it's not. Xena Warrior Princess?
No, Spartacus.
No, on Spartacus. She played in Spartacus, and she was bad as a motherfucker in that shit.
Okay.
Oh,
I would rather do Spartacus than do Power in a week.
Okay, I thought you were saying Xena Warrior Princess. I was going to have to protest that.
No, I'm good.
I made the mistake of buying the first season of Hercules.
No, I'm good on that too.
Larry
Juice?
dated her on Curb Your Enthusiasm, by the way.
I don't know what show you're talking about. An all Muppet version of Juice. I can see. You know what? If you
Tupac has to be the one that's real. Tupac has to be real.
No. The only one that's real is fucking Samuel L. Jackson talking to a Muppet about the snappy nappy dugout. Oh God. Whew.
I think Boys in the Hood will be a waste of Muppets.
Yeah, I mean, you already got a 60-year-old, 20-year-old. Like, what else can you do to stretch your imagination?
Truth.
Old ass, face ass motherfucker. I still can't believe that I didn't realize until I was an adult that motherfucker was sitting in that chair and Coming to America and looked the same age he did in Boys in the Hood. And Coming to America came out in like 1986. And he looked the same age as he did on Boat Trip, which came out in like 1995. And he looked the same age as he did in Radio. He had an old face like Greg Oden.
We don't talk about Radio. I'm sorry. We don't talk about Radio.
Just don't go into detail about what it's about. I talk about Radio. That motherfucker thought he was going to get an Academy Award off that shit.
And like he got a... Did he win the award for for Show Me the Money?
Yes, he did. He got Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
Was Radio who they were making fun of in
Tropic Thunder?
Yeah.
Yes. Very much so.
That and I Am Sam, yes.
That's funny.
Tropic Thunder does not get the props it deserves.
Okay,
No,
Brandon,
it's one
go.
of my 5 favorite movies of all time. It's just fantastic. It's just the best.
Yes.
I watch it at least 5 or 6 times a year.
And I swear, the first time I saw that shit, I did not know that was Tom Cruise. It wasn't until the credits I was like, yo, that was fucking Tom Cruise? Yo, Tom Cruise was bugging.
Nope, that was Wes Grossman.
Tom Cruise was definitely bugging on that film.
Was that before or after he was hopping up and down on couches and shit? Because after you bug out like that, you can do whatever the fuck you want for the next 6 weeks.
Pretty much. But Tom Cruise has always been a weird type.
He's in. You know what? So, like I said earlier, we were just in LA for an AAU tournament. Kid Awesome and myself and one of the other kids on my team rode down. We got there a bit early, so our room wasn't ready yet. So we went to see the Hollywood sign. We went up into the mountains near the Griffin Observatory and took pictures and all that kind of shit. As we're driving around, because it's a circle, you have to drive back down. So as we're driving around where the observatory is, Kid Awesome looks and says, "I've seen that before." And I was like, "You have?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, I'm like happy. I'm like, okay, my kid is, into landscapes and into, architecture and all that shit. And he's looking at his phone, he's typing something in. And I'm like, cool, you seen it? Yeah, this is the observatory. They look at the stars and all that. It's really dope. And he pulls up fucking Grand Theft Auto 5.
I thought he was gonna pull up Yes Man.
and
that's why video games are good for kids.
He pulled that out, and then literally, as we're driving down Hollywood Boulevard towards driving the Sunset Strip, he's showing me block for block. This is where the gun shop is. This is where this is. This is where this is, and it looks dead on everything that's on the street. He was like, "That's where the gun shop is. That's where something or other is." And as I was going through, they pointed out something else, and I was like, "Let me guess. That's where Freckle Bitches is?" And he was like, "Dad, this is not that game." And I was like, "I know. I was just testing you."
Freckle Bitches, Saints Row.
Yeah, I was just testing them. Yo, a new Saints Row's coming.
Yeah, but it's a complete departure. After the bullshit that they made with 4, I'm okay
4.
No, man, I'd rather just play Crackdown.
Man, 4 was so fucking over the top fun though. No, and it's honestly, in my opinion, it was better than Crackdown because Crackdown was repetitive. At least this game had those busted ass Dr. or Professor Ginky's House of Death missions and all that shit.
I think I stopped playing 4.
I loved it. I bought it on the Switch.
Beginning, of course you did. The beginning, especially when he's in the throwback and he's like walking.
Mm-hmm.
That shit. The whole beginning of that game is fucking hilarious.
So wait, no, we're talking about 5 because 4 is the one where at the end they play power and you gotta choose if you're gonna save what's her face or if you're gonna save Kenzie.
That was 3, and they play power when you jump out of the helicopter at the beginning. They play I Need a Hero when you have to choose.
Right. They all blend together after the second one.
Yeah.
After the second one, they all just seem like a literal continuation of each other.
Right. Yeah. I didn't like 4, and I'm a fan. I think 2 is the best, but I can roll with 3 and I'll be all right. But 4, just couldn't do it.
I loved 4. And I still have Bounce Like My Checks Did and Leave the Hoe on my phone right now that I can listen to every so often.
Bounce Like My Checks was my shit. I don't know if Leave That Hoe was what was like really up there, but Bounce Like My Checks was a bop.
Mm-hmm. Bounce Like My Checks Did back in the day.
What is this? What are y'all talking about?
That's from Saints Row.
From Saints Row.
You know, I never played Saints Row.
You should.
You should.
It looked super shiny on the cover. I was like, this looks weird.
It is. Well, the first 2 were like really supposed to be like Grand Theft Auto clones or Grand Theft Auto Light.
The second one, they kind of embraced the funny.
Yes, and then the third one, they embraced the absurd.
Yes. Like you literally walk around beating people with a dildo bat.
Yes, you do.
It's a giant purple dick with a handle. That's a thing.
Not only are you attacking people with a dildo bat, but the motherfuckers flew when you hit them with said dildo bat. Like it was just like Sammy Sosa hit. They went blocks. But the fourth one where you could get the super speed and all that kind of shit. You didn't even need a car by like halfway through the game because you could just sprint from one end of the island to the other and jump like 6 stories. It was the Matrix. It's the only way I could describe it.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
And it was great. It was great. If y'all get a chance, don't listen to Scar. Don't listen to Scar. Right now, I'm sure Saints Row is available on every system for like maybe $2. Saints Row 4.
Except for on the Switch where it's still 40.
Is that going to be a Unreal 5 game? The new one? Okay.
Yes. So Johnny Gat's gonna look realistic as fuck.
It's like it's like they took Saints Row, the new one. It looks like they took Saints Row and they made it for teenagers. You know what I mean? Like all of the characters look like they were designed to appeal to people who play Fortnite.
But everything's supposed to appeal to people who play Fortnite now. One of the happiest things I heard in a long time was when Kid Austin came up to me and was like, I don't play Fortnite anymore. I was like, thank God. He was like, I play Valorant now.
Valorant has got that's the game that they tried to get your man Asho Speed about.
Being toxic and stuff.
Yeah, but they found a clip of him going off like Asho Speed. He just kind of has this thing where he just kind of goes off and then he apologizes and then he goes off and then he apologizes. But they found a clip from like months ago of him playing Valorant and he was talking to someone. He was asking the team, how does he heal? And they wouldn't respond to him. They saying that healing is only for white people.
Ow.
And then he started going off because some chick tried to talk to him, and he was like, "Is a bitch talking to me right now?" Like is like basically saying that a woman shouldn't be speaking to him. But he just went. But this was like months ago, and then they trying to bring this shit back up so they can try to get the man canceled.
What you mean months ago, and they trying to bring it back up, nigga? Like go out to the white people who say healing is only for white folks. Go out to them. Don't be like, I'm so angry. Where's a woman? Where's a woman? You! Get over here! Funky ass bitch! Okay, I feel better now. Woosah! Like, you didn't say nothing to the white people? Nigga, if you got a platform, you know what? So, there's this dude that we know named Rod, and there were some white guys who fucked with Rod, and Rod literally made it where they lost their goddamn jobs. That's how you deal with the white person who's fucking with you.
That absolutely happened.
He found them. This was the first instance of doxing that I ever fucking knew about. He found them, called their job, emailed their job, was like, your folks said racist stuff on wax about me. Here's the recording. Do you want somebody like that working for you? They lost their job and went on Twitter and whined about how they got fired for saying something on their show.
They whined like a motherfucker.
Like a motherfucker. It was legendary as shit. That's how you deal with white folks who fuck with you. Make them lose their job. Don't go after a woman who ain't did shit to you. She might have been trying to teach you how to heal. And why would you get into the game and not play the tutorial?
But he was saying, like, I shut up, I know how to play this game, but...
You don't know how to heal.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just
healing is literally, like... That's
Video
like,
game 101.
Right? Like, hey, here's how you look up so I know that your camera works. You look up, you look down. Do you want to keep this? Press A. Next thing, they shoot you. Bow, bow. Oh, you better heal yourself. Here's how you heal.
Best tutorial in a game... Far Cry Blood Dragon.
Remember that game? I've never beaten it.
Best tutorial in a game. When that shit starts, it is fucking hilarious.
Which is weird that I've never beaten it because I still say that Far Cry 3, 4, 5, and 6 might be the best stretch of video game that I've played in a while. Far Cry 5 especially. Mm-hmm. Because cover your ears if you haven't played it yet, but that's the only game I know where the bad guy fucking wins and there's nothing you can do about it.
3 is it got your man from Orphan Black in it, right?
Yes.
3
has the dude from Orphan Black. 4 has the one where if you just sit at the table and wait, he'll go conquer the world and then give you the keys to a helicopter.
Well, yeah, in 5, like, it would have been a spoiler if the next game that come out didn't already just... Well, obviously, It's a
Like,
post-apocalyptic game, so
whew, that game was weird. That game was weird as fuck. But it was beautiful. Like, it was lusciously beautiful. And if you got the gun that shot fucking saws at people, buzz saws at people, and you powered that shit up to full power, you could kill somebody in like 2 hits, boss or not.
There's one of those kind of guns in Killing Floor. It's awesome.
I play that game. Somebody used to play that with me. It was this guy named Scar, and then he just fucking stopped.
I played a lot on PlayStation, and then me and Chase played a lot on PC. But I played a lot on my own on Xbox.
I thought you had
all 3 places.
Somebody else you played with on Xbox as well.
I think my cousin played a few times. The cousin that I played a lot of Division with. We played a few times, but mostly I played by myself. With randoms. And what you got, Brandon?
Oh, so I was gonna do this on our our ramble before we talk about Orphan Black tomorrow. Okay. But since Chase is here, it's better with 3 people. So we found this interesting survey when I was recording last week, and I wanted to get y'all opinions on this survey because it's very interesting, and it's a survey about sex robots that they asked people, many people. Okay. This is we went through. I'm not gonna go through everything like we did on our show, but I wanted to get y'all opinions on it, and now I want to get Chase's opinions. So, what percentage of people do you think said they would rather have sex with a sex robot than invite someone over for casual sex?
Can we get the count of people who go to cons but don't bring deodorant?
I think those numbers are equal.
I would assume that it would be higher than you would think it would be, because there's probably people that would vote against casual sex more than vote for a sex robot.
So the actual question was, assume you had no romantic attachments and desired some kind of sexual activity. Which of the following activities you would be likely to pursue? You may choose more than one, but they want you to choose your top activity, right? So number 1 at 49% was masturbate manually. That makes sense. Okay. Number 2 was at 42% was masturbate using a sex toy. Number 3, however,
as a fleshlight owner, I understand.
Number 3, however, was use a sex robot at 37.5%. Number 4 was invite someone over for casual sex at 30.2%, and number 5 was hire a sex worker at 21%.
So here's the thing that I just don't understand, and I've never understood it. Never understood it.
Sex worker, you spend that money that once, and you don't get to use it again.
I'm just like, I just don't get it.
I mean, that's like, the same thing with food, right? You spend that money once, and then you don't have no food no more.
But y'all can fuck for free. Like, just grab lotion in your hand and your dick, and you're done.
Come on, dog.
But apparently it's not the same if you get a highly advanced one.
You're a grown-ass man. If you still using lotion instead of using, like, some Astroglide or some real shit, like, you fucked off in the game.
I'm a grown-ass man who is paying literally at least $500, by the way. Patreon.com/SingleSlobbercast, BobbyandCoffee.com/SSCast. I need to pay for these fucking tournaments. I just paid $477 for a hotel room for 2 days. I am not buying no fucking Astroglide, motherfucker. It's me and Pamela. I'm sure it is. It's also more expensive, and as a black person, I've already got lotion in my house.
So some other things in here of interest that y'all will find interesting.
It's like I ain't even gonna discuss that. We're gonna go back to talk about robot porn.
57% of people wanted to talk and interact with a sophisticated sex robot.
What?
But they don't know how to talk and interact with women.
Get a sex robot so you don't have to talk and interact with her in order to have sex. Like, what are we talking about here?
They're talking about they're making like AI ones now.
Motherfucker standing in the corner with a fucking sex robot talking about, where would I be without you?
50.7% of people think it's possible to form a genuine romantic attachment to a sex robot.
Oh, these are the same motherfuckers who married horses.
41% of respondents believe that using a sex robot qualifies as cheating on a romantic partner.
I don't not agree.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, if you have a romantic partner and you're... Okay, so there's times where, yes, it is necessary for you to masturbate. Like, if you can't fucking sleep or your partner's not around or something. But if you have a partner who's like, yo, I'm ready to give you all this love, and you're like, nah, I'm good, I'm going to use a robot, they should leave you. If you're like, nah, I'm going to use this fleshlight, they should divorce you.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm good. I got X23.
Right?
You know what I
Hey,
mean?
It
yo.
doesn't have to be, but it doesn't have to be in place of. It could be in addition to.
Hey, don't even worry about me, babe. I got, I'm going to put this on high power, and in addition to...
Yeah, some people have disproportionate sex drives. So one person...
See the logic in that.
Is that the like excuse people use for cheating? Be like, I have a disproportionate sex drive. This is in addition to.
What's that nigga said when he cheated on Halle Berry, the singer?
He's had a sex addiction.
Eric Benet, I have a sex addiction. That's why I fucking cheated on Halle fucking Berry.
But Halle Berry probably got some bad pussy, like the way the dudes treat her. Like David Justice used to beat her ass. That doesn't sound like somebody.
Stop. Wait, this is your show. Knock yourself the fuck out.
Okay, here we go.
Scar over here, victim blaming.
Right? Not only victim blaming, but also saying David Justice probably used to knock her ass out because she had bad pussy.
Well, Scar, you're better than that.
This is his show. This is his show. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Would you hit somebody that got good pussy?
I wouldn't hit anyone.
I wouldn't hit somebody. Period, Scar.
If I was
I tried to get you to walk this one out, Scar.
If I was one of those people who did that, I don't think that would be a trigger. I think there's a lot of triggers from people who do that.
Halle Berry has gone through so many men.
Scar.
And it's just like, no, she can't keep a man. And it's just like, yo, there's got to be something there. I'm not saying that it's just a bad pussy.
Yeah, but see, here's a counter argument to your problematic argument. You know,
we also had
a lot of different. You know, we also had a lot of different partners. Trina and Erykah Badu, and all you hear from the men that's been with them is the exact.
They're the best people in the world.
It's the exact opposite.
No, Erykah Badu.
And you know who's had a lot of sex partners? A lot of men. Does that mean they have bad dick?
It's possible.
No, they just got community dick. Like, that's a completely different situation.
So one is community dick, the other one has to be bad pussy. Do you hear yourself talking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's another one, Scar. 41.9% of people say they'd have a threesome with a sex robot in their partner.
What?
I would take the batteries out. I would literally, oh my god, no, don't bring no robot to my bed while I'm in the bed. Like, when I can't sleep, so like, if I have a day where I have an insomniac moment and I can't go to bed, I can't sleep, I will sneak into another room to go jack off. I'm not doing it next to my wife. One of the things that Martin Lawrence said on his "You So Crazy" comedy routine is that his girl wouldn't give him none, so he jacked off on her back. Nah, I'm good.
What?
But he did also talk. He did talk about like the difference between the good jerk when ain't nobody home.
Yeah, where you just watching TV, chilling like a motherfucker.
No. That was Chris Rock talking about the good jerk. That was Chris Rock talking about the good jerk when nobody.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the one where he was watching TV on the couch alone and ended up just falling into
But
jacking
dude,
off.
if you had a robot in your house, that would be the thing that would keep you up, thinking, yeah, there is a robot in my house. This is what like horror movies
Right?
are based on.
Y'all not seen
That's a great point.
Terminator? Like y'all willingly bringing a sex robot in your house? Like it can't just.
I own a fleshlight and I don't even use the shit. It's still at my ex's house actually. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I left the shit there because, like, it's too much. Like, I'd rather just, like,
Did you say it's too much? Like you're maintaining a relationship with it or some shit?
like cleaning it up and making sure that everything is
shit.
properly and all of that.
Yeah, they talk about
Well,
that
the one
on
thing,
podcast.
the first time that thing comes self-aware, it's going to remember you, and that you did not ask for permission, and it's going to be mad at you.
Right.
I'm glad you brought that up, Chase.
When Skynet
So there's
happens,
a couple.
he's talking about AI and shit. When Skynet happens, your sex robots are gonna fucking kill every last one of you dumb motherfuckers.
I'm glad you brought that up. So there's a couple more. 51% of respondents thought that sex robots of the future will make objectification of people worse. So it's going to make people objectify women or men worse because they have sex robots.
How?
I guess the idea is that you have this sex robot that can do all the crazy things that you want it to do. And then you go interact with a person and you're going to expect the person to do all types of crazy things that you had the sex robot do.
But this is that same nonsense that they say about dudes who watch a lot of porn. It's the exact same thing they say about dudes who watch a lot of porn, where like your sex relationship with your partner changes because you expect your partner to behave like the porno chicks, and that's
Do not expect my partner to spit on my dick when she.
A lot of people do though. Like
You know what? Let me tell you straight out. If my beloved was giving me head and she started doing that gag shit on my dick, you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna start gagging too, cause I have a very weak constitution. So while she's like, I'm gonna be like, oh, stop that shit. Oh shit. Oh, you're coming? No. Oh shit. And then I throw up in her hair.
Oh.
52% of people believe that sex robots will reduce sexual assault in the future.
So what masturbation? Like this is all masturbation.
People masturbate. No, see, you're conflating the two.
You're still fucking with yourself.
It's kind of
is
like
masturbation. No. Is masturbation the same as having sex with your wife?
No. I think this is the same way.
The idea is that these sex robots will be human-like, that will feel like humans, that will have insides like humans, that will look like humans. It will be human-like. It won't be like jacking off.
I think this is the same thing that they say that which are the true findings about violent video games, where most people say violent video games cause people to be violent, but really violent video games do the opposite. They're how you get your aggression out. The real studies showed, like, people who play violent video games are less violent because they can get all that about them.
And if they find that so and so mass shooter played violent video games, they were like that anyway. They just happened to play Doom or whatever. You know what I mean? But
this ties into that. Right now, bring up an analogy. The next ones is 44% of people were interested in visiting a cyber brothel. Right, so basically, it's like a brothel of sex robots. They line them all up and you pick and choose them, right? That relates to the previous one.
Basically, I want the one with the best battery life.
The thought process is, picture the most futuristic version of this, like Westworld, right? If you were someone inclined to have, rapist thoughts, because rape is not about sex, it's about power.
Mm-hmm.
If you could go to a theme park and you have these women there who are sex robots, but they look like women, they feel like women, and you can make them do whatever you want, would that reduce actual sexual assault on real live women? That's the thought process behind that.
I could see how that could work, but the only problem is you have to actually get these people to that place.
Doubt it.
Yes, and they would have to
And-
afford it because
and-
even on Westworld, it's only for the rich.
Right. Did they,
Yeah, so yeah,
I only watched the first season of Westworld. Did they ever say where Westworld was? Because at one point they were talking about it was in space or some shit. That's why it was so
They
expensive.
did say it. I forget what they said. I think it was in Colorado. It was in some big like land. I think it was Colorado.
Okay,
I don't
so
remember, but I think
just
it was
big,
Colorado.
big ass empty land. Okay.
Yeah.
but these
So
these robots, like you said, they would be indistinguishable. So it'd be like more Blade Runner, less like Rosie from Jetsons.
yes. Well, they're already
Who
looking
wouldn't
like
fuck? Who wouldn't want to fuck Rosie with that donk? Rosie got a donk. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about here? But actually, like, I wouldn't want to go to a cyber brothel because, like, I don't want no used sex doll. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I gotta follow somebody else. Like, you
Well,
know
they
what I
have
mean?
disposable parts. Okay.
Like, nah, dog. Like, I'm just like, no,
thought process.
like it's
last
bad
one-
enough when you with your lady and you know the thought may creep into your head about all of the other times that she had sex, and it's just kind of like, I don't want to think about this. I don't want to think about that for my sex robot either.
And they can even switch out parts if
I
you.
don't want the return model. Like no.
So your experience with your significant other is marred because you think about how often they've had sex before you've had sex with them?
No, but there's times
No, I
where
just
that
like doing this.
there's times where that thought is like, oh man, and especially if you know who they've had sex with, like you know what I mean. Like if you know the dude,
That's
it's
my
just
brothers.
He's like thinking like a Mormon.
It's
Now,
like,
the last one,
you gotta
last
kind of
one-
put it out your mind. You know what I mean? Like,
the last one I see. Before I say it, I'm going to qualify it. I see the thought process in this question and what they're trying to say. However, the answer is 100% no. But I'm going to tell you the results. 35% of people thought that it would be a good idea to create child sex robots.
Fuck you.
no,
Fuck you.
no.
Fuck you.
Now,
Fuck you.
the thought
No.
process behind
Nope.
that
Nope.
is the same thing.
Nope.
50% said they believe
Hey,
that's
this
a
is
bad
why
idea.
you lose y'all show on Twitch. You know that, right? This is where y'all gonna get banned.
No, this is just reading. This ain't nothing wrong. We reading it, but the idea behind it
We
is that
have 4 viewers. We are.
the idea behind it is that if you gave a pedophile
We have 4
a
viewers.
child
and I'm
sex
one of them.
robot that was real, like they wouldn't mess with real life children. That's the thought process behind it.
But all this thought process is like a lot of these are based on like are we going to fix bad people? Like
Yes.
they're like not going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to do the thing that helps me, you know?
It's like give them the placebo. Like you know, what I mean, like fuck out of here. Like no, I think the
That's
child.
what it is.
I think the child thing is going a little bit too fucking far because like okay, I'm about to sound real Republican right now. Once you start making children, like what's next? Animals? You know what I mean? Like at what point do you stop? You know what I mean? There has to
But
be
the
a
idea,
line.
see, but that's a good question because the idea behind that is theory was true, right? Let's just go for the argument that this theory works. The idea behind it is if you got people who are into bestiality, they're not actually doing that to animals, they're doing it to fake robots. If you got people who can't control their urges for children, they're not doing it to actual children, they're doing it to robots. If you got people who are hell-bent on overpowering women for the sensation that they get out of rape, they're not doing it to actual real-life women. They're doing it to robots.
On your first show back for Why So Serious, you busted out these facts and y'all had a conversation about this shit for how long?
Every episode every episode ends on a robot story.
On a
This
robot.
just happened to be the robot story of the week. Sometimes we talk about robots that making deliveries. You probably got that in Sacramento, but I know they got the robots, and back on the East Coast, they had the robots that would deliver your stuff, deliver your food. They ride down the street, deliver your pizza and stuff, and they're so much more efficient. And so, we have all types of robot stories. We have AI stories because Mike is pro AI, and the rest of us aren't.
We lost a viewer. We lost one of the four.
He'll be back. So yeah, that's what happened. So what y'all? So y'all wouldn't try one? Not even once?
No.
I don't see the need for it. For me personally, no. There's no need for it. Like,
I'm married, fam.
What I do now works. Like,
right?
Like, I don't think I need anything more than what I do now. So, like, you know what I mean? There's, you get some
Rashani, I know you've seen this on the internet.
in a box of tissues, and you straight.
When you ever see the dudes get on Twitter and be like, women trying to get rid of us. Look at all these sex toys that they have. And then what do people say? The people say, hey, the sex toys is not your enemy, it's your friend.
Yeah, that's what I tell them. I tell them all to get a fucking womanizer.
The sex toys is not your enemy, it's your friend.
Womanizer can change y'all's goddamn lives, gentlemen. I'm telling you. Get a womanizer, apply pressure, sit back and watch.
Very highly of the rose.
And here's the other thing that was interesting. The assumption is that people always think of men with women's sex toys. Like, that's the standard. Like, that's just the default of what people picture. Like, this white, big-titted sex toy. But
Superhead put your boy Eddie Winslow on blast, and he had the other one. She was talking about when he broke up with her, that he left his dildo at her house, and she pulled it up and she like waved it at the camera. She was like, "You know me, I don't need a fucking dildo this small."
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna say. We end up talking about how like Reed Richards is probably the person everybody in the Marvel universe wants to fuck. And so imagine if you had women with real life male sex toys that are large and can hit the spot every time and never get tired and don't pre-ejaculate. Like, I feel like women would probably like that better than we would.
Don't be talking down to my people, dog.
But Reed Richards, always use that fact. Reed Richards gets all the women. All of them.
Does he, though?
He drives Sue crazy, and she ain't never left him. That's probably why.
That's because he can stretch.
Exactly.
Yeah. He just fill up the cavity, you know what I mean? Like, just put it in the air, fill that up, and then let me move it a little bit. He always hitting the spot. Like, it's always in there.
Every time.
He right there. He on time.
That's what I'm saying. Raise the goat.
But like, ain't part of the comics about Reed Richards is the fact that he gets so involved with his science, he kind of ignores Sue for long stretches of time.
Yes, that's my point. That's what I'm saying. But when he comes back,
she never left.
When he comes back, it's worth it. It's worth the wait. They actually had a panel one time in a book where they didn't actually show them having sex, but it was like they finished, and then Sue said something about, "Oh, you know what type of power my husband has," something like that. She made some type of comment like that.
But you would think that the thing probably got some things going on because he's always rock solid. You know what I mean?
Rashadi didn't like that one.
No, I'm literally groaning because that was a horrible joke.
I don't think that was a joke.
If it wasn't, then that's even worse.
He is rock solid. I don't think the thing can have sex with a person, a human. He is married, though, in the comic books currently, to a real live person.
Oh, you guys want to hear my theory? And Brandon, I'm sure you've already read this comic, but my theory is that, so at this point in time, I can spoil No Way Home, right?
I mean, yeah, it's been like 4 months.
How nobody is supposed to remember who Peter Parker is, and he's lost his friends and everything because that was the only way they could stop the people from coming through the portals from the other universe and whatnot. Okay, cool, whatever. My thought is it's going to be just like in the Incredible Hulk and Spider-Man, where Bruce Banner didn't remember who Peter Parker was, but Hulk remembered who Peter Parker was because they're two separate people. And so,
but they're still people.
But yeah, I'm thinking Bruce Banner's going to be the Hulk's going to be the one to help him get his life back.
It depends on which one he was at the time when all of this happened. That's an idea.
Mm-hmm. And
no, it's not an idea.
Please,
it's a bad idea. Because the spell was to make everyone in the universe forget who Peter Parker is.
Mm-hmm.
So the Hulk still exists even if he's not present.
You do know this happened in the comic, right?
Yeah, one more day.
So why couldn't it happen in the movie?
Because the MCU changes everything.
But it's happened before, so you're poo-pooing something that literally happened in Marvel lore.
That's why it wouldn't happen?
Because I said it.
No, that's why. No, I'm saying that's why it wouldn't happen.
Because they did it before?
Yeah, because people didn't like One More Day. They hated it.
But She-Hulk doesn't have those issues because she's usually in her She-Hulk form, right?
In the
she doesn't
books,
go back.
yeah.
She doesn't go back and forth. So basically, we're gonna see Tatiana Maslany mostly green, right?
In the books, yes, but I don't know how they're gonna do it in TV show. But yeah, she's mostly just green.
Especially because, like, you know, I never thought of She-Hulk as being that small. I wonder how they're gonna play that.
You didn't see the preview? They make her big.
I did not see the preview, but
yeah, they had like a little glimpse of her, and she's big CGI.
She got to do the thing that that Thanos did, where you see when they recorded Thanos, because Thanos is so much taller than Josh Brolin, he was wearing like some sort of thing with like a Thanos picture, like where his head was above his head, so they knew where to look when talking to him.
It was always, when they casted her, I didn't watch Orphan Black, so I didn't know, but I looked her up and I was like, I was surprised they cast someone that small. But they probably cast somebody who can do the range as opposed to like someone who has the physical build of Jennifer Walters.
Right. Because I mean, they could just CG this shit the same way they do with Hulk now. It'll be fine. As long as the CG is actually pretty decent, it shouldn't be a problem. All right, so we just did a whole bunch of riffing, and we didn't actually get into consumption at all. I think we've already done like an hour and a half. So we're just gonna do what we've been playing. I think that'll be, and then we can wrap this thing up. We'll start. Well, I mean, everybody knows what I've been playing. I've only really been playing Live 19 still. I'm still playing Live 19 with the homies, and we're having a blast.
Hold on, NBA Live?
Yes, I love that game.
That's fascinating.
Because I don't feel any pressure when playing that game. You don't have the VC system, and they don't start you as so low of a character that you feel the need to actually pay anything extra. And even if you wanted to, you can't.
Yeah, I remember somebody else saying like when they play a basketball game or any kind of a game, especially like a basketball game, they don't want to go out there and play like they play in real life. They want to play like an NBA player.
It's increasingly stupid that they would take somebody who they want you to believe is the best player in high school, and the kid can't make a goddamn layup.
Exactly. It makes no sense. And then because they start you so low, at least in Live, they start you off and your character is like in their 70s. As far as like the total overall, and you gain levels pretty quick, and you can't pay to upgrade your character. You just play the game, and you can upgrade your character. You can still go online, and you can still find the game. Me, my homeboy, and Scott have been out there in these streets getting our ass whooped online. But the shit is still fun. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just cool. It's just cool shit. And
it's just stupid, man. It's like, they're literally, the announcers are literally in 2K talking about how your dad is an NBA legend and you're gonna be an NBA legend. This kid has a lot of potential. While you
That
miss
is a,
6 layups and airball 5 jump shots and then break 6 free throws.
right. Your dad is a basketball legend, but it's the nigga from Grey's Anatomy. You know what I mean? Like, no matter which character you pick, no matter what, what's his name? Jesse what?
That's
Jesse
Williams.
Yeah, no matter which character you pick, no matter what your character looks like, you could pick the lily white dude. Jesse Williams is your dad.
I mean, that's plausible. Look at him.
Yeah, that's like playing a shooter, and then you go in there like you've never shot a weapon in your life. It's like, oh. You have to learn how to hold the gun.
It's just as bad as the Spike Lee one, because always that, like, no matter which character you created, the black lady was always your twin. Like, and she didn't change at all. Like, they didn't change nothing about her. They didn't do the thing that they do on Andromeda, where like you create your character and you can press a button and
if they wanted
make an opposite sex version of your character.
The only thing they had to do is just not make it a twin. If it was just my sister, you could assume, be like, I can role play this as I was adopted or whatever. But
Yeah, right.
they said twin, so that just makes it, you're like, I can't get out of this. It's
Exactly. Yeah, that's me. Rashani, what you got?
Playing it right now. Kirby in the Forgotten Land.
is that
Is
the big,
literally,
is that the big mouth one?
yep, and it's literally perfect. Now, this comes from somebody who played the last Yoshi game as well on the Switch and thought it was perfect. And folks were like, that's a kid's game. I don't give a fuck. All
But
y'all
Kirby's
hardcore
always
motherfuckers out there playing Elden Ring and all that kind of shit, y'all stick with y'all shit. Y'all have fun with that. Y'all have fun struggling to beat the first fucking character you run into in a game. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is wonderful.
Well, Kirby's
Like-
always been like, even since the Game Boy, just been like, dude, this is super fun. I even like put my son on the Dreamland or whatever, the Game Boy one. He was like, I love this game. I was like, because fun is fun. It's like,
And it's the music is excellent. You know how I feel about jazz. I feel about jazz the same way Scar feels about band music. The gameplay is wonderful. It's the concept is splendid. Like it's delightfully bizarre. There's a ton of different weapons you could have. The characters are funny. It's a blast. It's literally a blast. And since it's on the Switch, I can play it whenever I want to. And so I take it to work. I take it when I'm going to pick up my son from school. It's excellent. It is. I advise everybody to try it out.
but Big Mouth Mode is a terrible name for him.
You know, I wish they could have thought of something different to call it. But when you play it, there's so many different things that it's not like, okay, he ate a car. Now for the rest of the game, he's going to be attacking people with cars. No, you become a car to get through one small section, and then you spit the car out before you can go to the next level. And then you go back to eating somebody, the Meta Knight, and getting his sword. And I don't know. It's a lot more. It's a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be. You know, like with a lot of these games, you would think, okay, there's going to be like 5-6 levels with like 4 different worlds or 4 or 5 different worlds with 5 or 6 levels in each one. And that's not the case. Like, I've been playing this game steadily since March 19th, maybe March 20th. And I think I might be 50% of the way done with it. And I'm like trying to 100% it. Because you can go back and do different things in each level to get another or rescue another item that you need to get. I would recommend this. I would. If you have kids, if you don't have kids, if you want a game that has great music and where you don't have to stretch yourself out about shit, this is fun. Plus it has a co-op mode. So if you do have a kid, you can actually give them access to the second player and they can play as one of the Waddle Dees, whatever the fuck those are. And and they'll have fun too. Like it's. I give it a very high regards, honestly.
Nice.
No, that's the only thing you've been playing.
Death's Door.
I've heard great things about that.
That game is pretty. It's a what's those hard ass games that I was just talking about? It's a light version of those, but it's not as difficult. It's more like a Zelda game,
So
and
like,
it's about.
I've never played Zelda. I don't play Nintendo games. Like I don't. I own a Switch, but I don't. The only Nintendo game I own is Mario Kart.
How do you not have Breath of the Wild? It's like the best game they made on the Switch.
I have never played a Zelda game. I didn't know
Breath of the
that.
Wild is so good that it came out right around the time the Switch came out. Right? It's still $60 today.
That's all
Never cut the
Nintendo
price.
games. All Nintendo games. Those
No.
shits do not depreciate. When I bought my Switch, I bought Mario Kart. I bought a used Mario Kart. That bitch was $57. So
I know that you. I literally know that you don't play Zelda, and it still makes me mad whenever you say you don't play Zelda. I don't know why. Like,
not like
I've known this for years that you don't play Zelda. Like, we've talked about this on multiple shows that you don't play Zelda, and yet every time is like the first time.
I now because of buying that the Switch it right before Christmas, I now own Smash Brothers, but I've never played a Smash Brothers game.
Who's next?
Yeah, make every time like your first time. That's where we are right now.
That should be. It's supposed to be a good thing, right?
I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Oh no, go ahead, Chase. You go ahead.
Well, I just been playing one thing. It's just been Destiny, like the new like I said before, the whole
So you
thing.
finished that shit yet?
What now? Oh
You
no,
finished that?
no, because I'll do when I'm playing by myself. I just mostly just do random stuff because I just said that the actual story missions, I'm just going to play with my wife, and so we've been slowly going through that, and it's a lot meatier, man. Like I said before,
Meteor Man.
Meteor Man.
Sorry.
Porn, that's-
No, I'm sorry. When he said that, I immediately thought of drug dealing people. Out of my way, crack boy.
Crack boy. Yeah, crack boy. I just beat Horizon Forbidden West, which was fantastic. Just a fantastic game. Just great.
I watched someone. I watched one of those everything great about Horizon Forbidden West. So I know what the story is, but I've never played those games.
It's just a great game. That was fantastic. I'm replaying the Mass Effect trilogy. I'm on Mass Effect 2. So that's exciting. I'm also been playing Sifu, but it's annoying because
Game
it's so
is hard
hard.
as fuck.
But it's so much fun.
Right,
I heard,
dude. I'm
for
on the
people
first
who
level
like,
still, and I'm 80.
yeah, I heard that
No
for
way.
people who
No,
like
you're not.
brawlers, that is
Yes,
like the ultimate
I am
one.
not fucking joking. I'm on the first. I'm not on the first level. I'm like, I've run down the hallway. I fought the big fat dude. I've made it into the next part of that. Maybe I'm in the second part now. I think I might have beat the dude in that turns in the botany guy. I might have beaten him.
Yes.
But by the time I finished beating him, I was at least 61 years old, and it went downhill from there.
I was watching Chris Smooth play that today, but he was playing a modded version where you're Neo and all of the enemies are Agent Smith.
Why would you mod that game? It's so fucking beautiful.
And he's going through. It's about an hour. He's going through no deaths. No deaths. He's trying to finish the game at age 20.
I finished the first one at like 26. I finished the second one at 36. But that third one I mean, no. I finished the second one. I started the second one or third one. I don't know. One of them got all the way to 70, and I'm like, do I need to start back over to finish this one younger? Because I couldn't get through it. But that reminds me, every video game where I can choose between a man or a woman, I always pick a woman. And I always, if I can make them black, I always make it a black woman. Just so when I stream or if I share my game, people get to see a black woman on there. So I always do that.
My favorite
Every game.
playthrough. My favorite playthrough of Saints Row the Third. I made a fat black woman, and she was amazing. I loved her.
And I'm also playing No Man's Sky, which is like a completely different game than when it first came out. They got Iron Man suits now. You can play multiplayer with your friends, up to like 10 people. You can find out where they are. You can get like space colonies. Like, it's just insane. They got cars. They got underwater submarines. They got sea monsters now. Like, it's insane. Like, all these different artillery. It's like a whole new game. I was like, yo, what is this? This is not the game I played.
Is underwater submarine an oxymoron or an unneeded addition?
Yes, it is. It is. They have submarines. And so, yeah, I'm playing No Man's Sky, and I downloaded the PS5 version of Cyberpunk because apparently they added like new features and stuff to it.
Brought the price
So,
down to like $3.
yeah, it's $5. So I think I'm gonna play through that when I get done Mass Effect because I think I'm about to give Sifu a break because I don't feel like starting over every time. But it's so much fun.
It
The
is.
combat style in that game is so unique that it's really fun. It's really fun to play. I was playing Madden. Here's the thing with Madden. Like, I'm in a Madden league for like the past 3 years, and the game is so bad. But I just play it because of the competition. Because it's like a competitive franchise where we play multiple years. Everyone has a team. Like, you trade. You do. We have rules. It's like a whole thing, right?
It's
And
got
so.
about that life too.
And I'm pretty good at it. Like, every year, I'm one of the best players, highly ranked players in Madden. But it's so annoying because it's a terrible game. And so I get so like, if you watch my streams, I'm like screaming and angry. And by the end of the game, I'm literally angry. And I just say, I can't do this. I always end up quitting. Like, they're still going. They're on like year 9. I won. So here's the funny thing. Last Madden, I won 3 Super Bowls in the league, which was great. Somebody won 6, though. But I won 3. But this year, I made it to like the AFC Championship game, kept losing, because I ended up starting with the Jaguars. Because I always tell people, if you're one of the better players, you should pick one of the worst teams to make it fair. But sometimes the best players in our league like to pick the best teams so that they can just win. I'm like, yo, that's not fun. That's kind of fucked up. But anyway, I started with the Jags, who suck. I built them up. And then at some point, I just got tired of playing Madden. I was like, I'm done. But out of respect for the people who run the league, I was like, I'm going to finish this season. This is like week 6. I was 3-3. They was making fun of me or whatever. I won every single game the rest of the season, then won the Super Bowl and just quit the league. And I haven't come back. And it feels so great to play video games and not be frustrated because Madden drives me insane because it's just a horrible, horrible game that EA just knows that everyone's going to buy it because it's the only NFL game you can play. So they don't care about making it good because the people are going to buy it anyway because they want to play NFL football.
Yeah, that's how I felt like when I was playing Call of Duty, like back in, I think it was like Black Ops 2. Like the moment it like dawned on me is when I was playing with my brother and I was mad the entire time. He was like, "Dude, you are so angry right now, and you're like 20-3." He was like, "Because I'm trying to do the stupid challenge and because I'm trying to get." And I was like, "Okay, I'm doing really well and I'm still mad. I think I need to quit this game." And other than like playing with like doing some zombies and I think I played Black Ops 4 or not Black, it was 3 a little bit, but it wasn't anywhere near like the competitive mode. So that's pretty much the last time I was really competitive in games.
You need to play some team training in Black Ops, or if you have ghosts, you can do that squads mode. I really like squads. I just named all of my characters after Ender's Game characters, and that was fun.
So that's what I'm playing. But yeah, Madden, and then Madden is ultra frustrating because like I played Division 1 football. Like I understand what people are supposed to do. Like I played free safety, so like I know a free safety's responsibility on cover 3 or cover 2 or 2 man under or cover 4 or cover. Like I know what they're supposed to do, and so I'm playing and expecting my free safety to do that thing, and they never do that thing. So you have to like manually control them because they never do that thing. It's very frustrating.
Sounds about right.
You know you better watch out. Some girls are only about that thing.
I don't know where this came from, but okay.
Oh, I guess
He said that thing.
Well, this has been a rolling start, so this is Scarcasm.
Oh yeah, we never said that at all. I figured I would just sum all of this stuff up at the end.
Did y'all see what John Oliver did?
Who?
John Oliver. Did y'all see what he did?
The Daily Show guy?
It's John Oliver.
You don't know Last Week Tonight?
Oh. No.
He did a segment on like data privacy, like cookies and stuff, and how like everybody's collecting your data, and the internet and the government, everybody's collecting your data, and then they're selling it and selling it off. And there was like some really fucked up shit. Like there was a Muslim prayer app, right, that tells you when you should pray, like what time of days you're supposed to pray. And then they sold their data to a data broker, and they didn't know this. The person who made the app didn't know this, but they sold it to a data broker, and then the data broker sold that information to the federal government. That they knew all this information on like Muslim people, like wild shit. And so John Oliver went to a bunch of data brokers and got data on 45 older year old white men within 5 miles of the U.S. Capitol. And they put out these like ads of like Ted Cruz, exotic writing. What's it called? Rashani, with Ratchet book called? It's called fan fiction. Exotic fan fiction. They had like Can You Vote Twice and like something about marriage issues. And he did it within like a 3-mile radius of the Capitol. And then he could track people. And basically the data allows you to track where people go, where their cell phones ping. So he could like ping people who were in the Capitol and then went to other places that senators hung out, and then went to this other place that senators hung out. And then it gives you all this other data about them, like what they search for on the internet, things that they bought, what they look up for, what porn they look up, like all this other stuff. And then you can use that data to backtrack to figure out who it is. And he's like, yeah, all this should be illegal, but it's not illegal. And we've re-identified who these people are and what they're looking up. And we have it right here in this box because it's not illegal because you can do that through data farming, which is a wild thing. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Super wild. I pulled it up. I started it, but I didn't actually finish it. I only watched like maybe about 10 seconds. Then the phone rang at work. So I never actually got through it. But I usually watch that on Mondays after I watch Winning Time and after I watch Bo's show.
I watched a Vice video about the redneck rave.
Only you would be interested in such things.
What is that? Like a rave party?
It's like a super crazy, like people are like mudslinging and like people and like getting drunk on this like farm in Kentucky, and like last year like some dude got impaled when he was on the ATV.
What?
It's like crazy shit.
What?
Yeah, I mean it was an accident and like he actually survived, but they had to take out some of his lower intestines. But yeah, it's like the craziest fucking drunk party of all time, basically.
Oh yeah, I started watching Righteous Gemstones. So great.
I saw the preview. I saw the preview for that, and that looked great.
I really do enjoy that show.
I'm mad you didn't tell me about it.
Well, the last show I told you about, you spent the next 5 to 6 weeks binging, and I got scared to fall into another rabbit hole.
And I am binging it. But yes,
because I tell him, the thing is, y'all, I tell him about good shows when it's not for another one. When it's just day-to-day life, I tell him about great shit.
Like Playmakers?
The best thing you ever told me was about
like Succession.
Best. That's the best thing you ever told me about as far as TV.
As it should be. It's an excellent show.
Speaking of another one, I already watched the next 2 episodes. Man,
Of course you did.
man,
Right?
I'm gonna rewatch them like the day that we do the show. I'm gonna rewatch that episode. But man, listen, greatness is
What? We're listening.
greatness is coming. It is fucking fantastic. I'm sorry. It's just so fucking fantastic. And like what's happening, I can't speak on it, but it's awesome.
So they're inventing the PlayStation.
Is it better than when you found out that kid who's been telling you his uncle worked at Nintendo really did have an uncle that worked at Nintendo?
I don't think I ever had one of those.
Man, I had living in Washington, everybody had an uncle who worked at Nintendo.
Or around here, everybody knows someone that works at Epic Games. So.
Exactly.
Oh, Xbox Series X are in stock now. Anybody wants to buy one?
You can buy one and send it to me, Brandon.
I
Already
don't want an Xbox.
bought the S.
The S is everywhere.
Yeah,
But yeah,
S is pretty decent though.
The X has been in stock for like 2 weeks now.
I had an X on. I went to Amazon. I had it in my basket. I checked out with it. I had I was putting in my credit card information and everything. And then I stopped and I was like, what the fuck am I going to play on this? What do I literally need to be playing on this right now? And I was so mad that my mind thought of that. But then I couldn't be mad at myself. Like, I was like, I don't have anything that's like pressing me where I need this system right now. Like, I don't think that either of the new systems has a must-buy game yet. When I bought the PlayStation, shut the fuck up. When I bought the PlayStation, I've already beat this shit, but I have it on my PC. Why would I get it to beat it? No. Once you beat, have you seen Hades?
Never played it.
Okay, so Hades wouldn't look different in 4K. It's an isometric roguelite.
Forbidden
West. In 4K ain't gonna make it do nothing but make the fire in the background look different. But honestly, the game that made me have to get a PlayStation 4 was when they came out with Spider-Man for the PlayStation. For the PlayStation 5, I thought it was gonna be Ratchet and Clank. I thought it was gonna be that, but it's not. There's nothing really that's moving me.
Well, I think now
amazing.
I think now it's going to change because I always thought, what makes a generation? Some people think it's like when they stop making games, and that is completely untrue. Because then be like, oh, the PS2 generation ended in 2014. No, it didn't. I would say, instead of saying, graphics card generations or console generations, I think it's actually Unreal versions. So now, like Unreal 4, Xbox One, PS4, Unreal 3, 360, PS3. Now Unreal 5 is out. Now we're actually going to see PS5 and Series X.
I really do love the fact that they called their system a game that most people who play these new consoles likely have never even played before.
That's a great point, Chase. And here's the other thing. I was always someone who was like, oh, all HD TVs are the same. Who cares? Play video games on it. It all looks the same. I had got a bonus from my job, and I bought a OLED TV, an OLED TV, and I put it in my office, and I put the PlayStation 5 on it, and I played a game at 4K 60 frames per second on an OLED TV, and I said, oh, yeah, there's absolutely a difference for this. And the TV I have can do up to 120 frames per second at 4K, but it's like 5 games that can do 4K at 120 frames per second, and I don't play any of them. They're like Call of Duty, some other shooting games that I don't play. But I imagine it looks amazing on there. But that's to Rashani's point. Like, if you're into that, it's great.
Yeah, but like that's the thing, and I think it's harder to go back. You're not going to really notice it when you go forward as much as when you go back. Because like when I'm playing, I have a 1440 monitor, so I don't do 4K. But
Yes.
the so at Destiny 2 1440 Ultra graphics, getting the 144 frames per second, and then when I went and helped my son out on the PS4, it almost made me nauseous.
Yes. Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. I only play fighting games before I got the PS5 on my PC, because once you play it on that high frame rate, you actually notice the difference.
Yeah,
I've never been a graphics whore, and I've never cared about frames, except for that one time when I tried to play on my computer, and I tried to play Division 2, and the moment I start moving, it turns into a fucking flip book because the frames drop into the teens. Other than that, I've never paid attention to frames or any of that shit.
But have you played at 144 hertz?
I've played games that have been higher than 60.
Oh, but were you getting?
Just don't care. I just don't. It just doesn't make a difference to me.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But like Chase said, if you play that for a while, then you go back, you will notice the difference.
Okay.
Yeah, and you might not have, even if it's said, if you're playing a game on your computer and it said you're getting 90 frames, you were probably still getting seeing 60 frames, because I'm not sure if your monitor is over 60 hertz or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not. My shit is. I've had this thing for a while.
Yeah, mine is like yours, Chase. I have a 1440, 144, 1 millisecond response time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I play one-player games, I don't even play them on my console. Like, I can't buy it on my console. I mean, I could, but I don't, because it's like, why?
Yep.
Like, why would I do that?
Rich niggas and niggas who buy shit when they get their taxes.
Hey, Rich, I built my PC, sir, from scratch.
Yeah, he's
Took
not
me
rich. He's
forever
just
to build.
fucking brilliant.
You don't have to be brilliant. You can build one. Everyone on this channel can build a PC.
I probably
You just follow a YouTube video, which is what I did.
Yeah, even the scariest part for me would be
forth.
putting in a processor. But once I did it, I was like, actually, this isn't scary at all. Like, you just line the triangle up with a triangle and put the clip down, and
that's it.
yeah.
Yeah. It's so simple. It saves you a lot of money if you do that, and especially if you take your time and you buy like the parts when they go on sale.
Mm-hmm.
You can get some really good deals and save a whole bunch of money. And then, and the good thing about building a custom PC is it lasts. Like mine's has been going on for like 6 years now. Like it'll probably keep going because my graphics card can do 8K. So nothing's in 8K now, so I can just keep going.
Right.
No reason why
We'll get you on board, Scar.
No, this is about paying for it. It's not about whether I would actually use it. It's about paying for it. I think that's it. We just did just short of 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My first time.
Yeah. Well, thank both of you gentlemen. I'm of course like China Oswald. We do this twice a week, most weeks when Rashadi doesn't have anything else pressing.
Yeah, sending me back to the office was the worst fucking thing that could have ever happened in the history of the world.
Yeah, that sucks. It is the worst thing for our show.
Did y'all see Sonic yet? Didn't mean to cut you off, Scar.
No, I'm gonna go see it tonight. Actually,
Never. I will never waste money on that shit. Fuck no. Okay. I hate the idea of Sonic.
Okay, cool. You also have literally never played Zelda, so
I hate the idea of Sonic.
How the fuck are we getting your opinion on video games? Why do you have a video game show, fam? Like, seriously, you have never played Zelda.
I'm an Xbox.
You have never played Zelda. One of the cornerstones of video games. The cornerstones of video games are as follows. These are unimmutable. These are undisputable cornerstones of video games. If I'm wrong, Brandon and Chase, please let me know. The 4 cornerstones of video games are as follows: Super Mario Brothers, Legend of Zelda, Metroid, Grand Theft Auto. Each one is that because it brought a different genre of game for people to build off of.
I would put Madden in that.
I have hated Nintendo since Shaq Fu.
Well,
Shaq Fu and Mortal Kombat made me stop using my Super Nintendo, and I have the next time I actually bought anything Nintendo for myself. Now I bought a Wii for the home, bought my daughter DSs and stuff like that, but nothing specifically for me until I bought the Switch. But I bought the Switch for portability, not for Nintendo games.
For a long time, I didn't want to get a Switch because I got tired of getting them when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And my joke was bad.
No, that's a good one.
No, fuck that. My joke was bad. Fuck that shit. Horn thyself.
That was better than your thing joke.
Well, the one thing I was about to say is, like, back when like the 64 came out and the PS1, like, that pretty much cemented Nintendo to be what they are now, as like not one of the major players, but they're still got their main core audience. You know what I mean? But like, if you look
at the 64 outside of a Walmart display.
Well, the thing is, the 64. When you look back on, like, you say, "Oh, I'm going to emulate some Mario 64," it holds up in a way that's like, "Oh, it's pretty." It's the colors pop and stuff, and it still looks like a Mario-esque game. You know what I mean? But the PS
had 64s. We all had PlayStations by then.
Right, but the PlayStation was pushing things towards realism, but it looked ugly as fuck. But it had to be ugly as fuck to make that risk to be ugly to push it towards modern gaming. You know what I mean? You look at a PS1 game now, you're like, holy shit, this looks bad.
Yeah,
but
it's just like all the games where you played them when you were younger and you were like, man, this looks real. And then you go back and look at it, you're like, whoa.
But they had the risk being ugly to push it towards what we have now. If they didn't risk being ugly, we would still be playing Mario 64 looking games today. Outside of the Switch.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
I've never played Mario 64, so I can't say one way or the other.
I did play 2 days ago. I did play SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, which was fun.
I played Battle for New York or Fight for New York.
I remember when we were talking about that on the Dream Team, and I downloaded that emulator.
Mm-hmm.
I played it on my PC. That was fun as fuck for like a good 15 minutes.
And then then it was like, I'm done here.
Yeah, I'm done on these streets.
I thought that game was going to sustain me, and it was a quick, what the fuck is this bullshit that just happened to me? That's what every moment was. Like, why fuck that shit?
No, you know, I can tell you where your wall typically is when you go back and play that after a long time. Sean Paul.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga Sean Paul forever because of that game.
Do y'all think they're bringing back the Def Jam fighting game like they claim to be?
No. I think that if Aki does another game, they're going to do AEW.
Yeah.
AEW's already got a game in the works.
I think Aki's doing it.
Because, I mean, are all of those people on
Jax? Is that the company, Jax? Or was it Aki?
Let me see.
I think everybody who was in that game was on Violator Management. Are all of those people in one place anymore?
No, some of them might be dead.
That's probably
how you spell Aki, Rashani?
AKI?
Oh no, it says it's being made by Japanese studio Yuki, Yuke.
Oh, okay, so they're being made by the folks who made SmackDown. Here Comes the Pain.
No, that was THQ.
THQ did all of those games. Check. Yuki did the
Yeah, they did. They were the actual developer.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, if you look at their,
Is it sometimes to where like
they made my favorite wrestling games the SmackDown versus Raw games. SmackDown versus Raw 07 was my shit, son.
No Mercy was the best wrestling game of all time, but you wouldn't know because you didn't fucking play Nintendo.
I would create a whole bunch of characters and then just watch them fight.
You also never played Perfect Dark because you never played Nintendo games.
I played the Perfect Dark when they made the port.
If you say on the Xbox, unless you played the old version that was on the Xbox, that is not the same thing.
I did try that shit. I'm not talking about Zero.
They put out on the sequel was horrible.
I'm not talking about Zero. I actually tried Perfect Dark on the Xbox Arcade or whatever it was called back then.
And Perfect Dark was literally the best multiplayer game out at that time, and you never played it because you don't fuck with Nintendo. And that just you have never had the experience of being in a battle, a multiplayer battle on Super Mario Kart 64, and it shows. Like, I am so sad right now, Scar. You have literally never done some things that I found to be absolutely necessary in the world of video games, and it hurts my feelings. I'm over it now, but for a second now, it really had me fucked up.
Nah, fuck Nintendo forever. I don't fuck with that.
I guess I got one more last thing, Scar. Did you see PlayStation Plus Premium? PlayStation's Game Pass is coming out in June.
But my PlayStation 4 collects dust. Like the only time I played my PlayStation 4 in the last couple of years is when I first moved in here and my internet wasn't working. And I game share with my daughter, so I couldn't use my Xbox because you have to have an internet connection when you're game sharing. So I just played a bunch. I just basically played Live 19 and a couple of other things on my PlayStation because I didn't need an internet connection for that. And that's the last time I touched my PlayStation. My daughter has used my PlayStation much more than I ever have, and now she has her own. But like my PlayStation is a dust magnet. I recently just took the hard drive off of my PlayStation 4 and put it on my Xbox S because it was like I just got a hard drive sitting here. I might as well just put it on something I'm actually fucking using.
What do you play on your Xbox other than the Division?
Division, Live.
I literally said other than the Division, and you said the Division.
No, I'm telling you the games that I play. City Skylines.
But these were all games you played on the Xbox One, right? I know that because I know you. These are all games you played on the Xbox One.
I played a good bit of Halo.
Which you could play on the PC for free.
Possibly, but not my PC. My PC can't run the Division. Like, what are we talking about here? My PC can't run the Division. I have a game that I paid for that I can't fucking play.
Well, the Division is pretty hefty graphics.
Yeah.
So I cannot play that. Then the stuff like Prison Architect, 2 Point Hospital, basically a lot of the same stuff that I was playing before. But like when I did play some of the newer games, when I played a couple of game nights with the new Forza Horizon, that shit looks fantastic. And I know it would look better if I had an X. You know what I mean? But like that game looks fantastic. And then Halo are the only games more specifically for the S. But then I like a lot of the games that I play are XS enhanced. So I basically I live on Game Pass. Shit that I've already paid for.
Okay.
Have y'all played Overcooked? Rashani?
Yes, I played it with the family. We played that right before Kid Awesome went in for his first surgery. We stayed up all night playing that game.
Sounds like something.
That's what I figured. Yeah,
that's definitely something you play with your kids.
Yep, and laughed and had a great time. You know what? I don't think I ever told y'all this before, but now that he's got the clean bill of health, I can say this without crying. I played Overcooked with my son like it was the last time I was going to see him alive. and savored every moment of it. So now when I play Overcooked, I'm not playing Overcooked like, you know, just, oh, it's a fun game. I'm playing it with the memories of what I thought was going to happen and didn't happen. So now I can't play Overcooked anymore.
Get that.
Like, I loved it in that moment. It was there when we needed it, and I really enjoyed it. But
I find it
yeah,
I find it very hard to play Rock Band by myself.
feel you. Like, Bella's not here. I haven't played Rock Band. Oh, Scar, Kid Awesome took up drums. He's got for high school, one of his electives is drumming.
Fuck
And I
yeah,
told him he
man.
needed to
Really?
holler at you. Yep.
That's dope.
Yeah, he's really enjoying it.
Yeah, the game's called Rock Band, not Solo Act, huh?
Pretty much.
I mean, you can play by yourself, but like this shit's just absolutely no fun when you're just sitting there by yourself.
It ain't no fun.
Yeah, I'll get that.
Have none. When I met you last night, babe. I still can't believe you had never heard Too Close, Brandon.
No, I had heard Too Close many times. I didn't know what it was saying.
Right.
It's a difference.
Close is a song that you play when you're around a bunch of people, so you're not really paying that much attention to the words. You don't play Too Close at home by yourself.
You could.
A lot of people bought the Maxi single to play it at home by themselves.
Maxi single, wow.
Maxi single.
That's something I ain't heard in a while. All right. Are we ready? We ready to wrap this up?
Yeah, if we had done that before, we wouldn't have had children.
Right. Raw Dogging since 98.
My man.
This has been Scarcasm, Spring Fling, and with Rashani and Brandon. I'm gonna put links to their Twitters into. Well, actually, I'm gonna put their Twitters in the title. So there's that. And check us all out on Return to Oswald. We're doing Orphan Black, and Orphan Black is fantastic. And you should watch Orphan Black and then listen to us talk about Orphan Black because that would be dope. I don't think there's anything left I have to say. Thank you, gentlemen, for showing
I
up.
have something I have to say. He talks about Orphan Black a lot, but y'all should check out Ratchet Book Club. Shit's also dope.
Yes, listen. And what's the name of your show, Brandon?
Why So Serious podcast.
He does periodically, but
Yeah, but it's dope too.
I jumped in the live a couple of times, but y'all was talking about something that I ain't know nothing about. So I was just like, all right, I'm gonna go do something.
You know what, Brandon? I talked to Devin on
He's
Friday.
supposed to come see you.
He was here in town when we were in Los Angeles. So I missed
okay.
him. I was so heartbroken, but I got a chance to talk to him. That's my boy. He makes me so happy. Like, just talking to him, he is literally Scar. We need to get him on the show. He is literally like what you would think fresh air sounds like when it talks.
Oh, Brandon, Blue just started watching The Expanse.
Yeah. Another one.
Another one.
Yep,
We got another one.
we got another convert.
It's the best. And you know the Expanse is coming out with a Telltale game, Scar.
I heard about that. I've heard about that. And
It's going to be focused on Drummer.
I've actually owned more Telltale games than I've actually played. I know.
Well, that's because of fucking Walking Dead.
No, I had the Humble Bundle, and they did a Telltale Humble Bundle. So like, I got like the Walking Dead ones. I got the Game of Thrones ones.
Did you get Batman?
Batman.
I have Batman on Game Pass.
Okay.
I have Batman on Game Pass. I haven't played it. I have the Wolf Among Us. But I watched Pooh Bear play the Wolf Among Us, so I don't feel the need to actually play it now. So,
Wolf Among Us is dope. It's based on
I-
Fables, which is a great comic book.
for good things. Yeah, I think that's it for us. Thank everybody for listening. Shout out to these two gentlemen. Go check us out in all of our different places. I'll ask for links and I'll put them in the show notes later. And I think we're out of here. Peace out to the Warriors, yo.
Peace.
Later.
Brandon said peace on here. He wanted to say peace on our own goddamn show.
Right?
Mm-mm.